So welcome again to the Shanti meditation, the higher mindfulness practice.
Добро пожаловать на занятие Шанти медитации, которая является программой по высшей осознанности.
You should become aware that the Eastern wisdom is 6,000 years old, which has 3,000 teachers and masters.
Та традиция, в которой учит Гуруджи, она насчитывает 6000 лет, и в ней 3000 различных текстов и 3000 учителей учили в этой традиции.
And the goal is to manage the pain, achieve well-being, and awaken to inner peace and happiness.
И цель всех учений в этой традиции – это справиться с болью, со страданиями, которые присутствуют в жизни, и достичь внутреннего мира и счастья.
And every week I invoke some of the principles taught to us by these great masters to help you understand what is Shanti meditation, what is mindfulness.
И на каждом занятии Гуруджи вспоминает и передает нам те учения великих мастеров, которые они преподавали на протяжении всего времени существования этой традиции.
Some people have sent an email to me, so I'll be answering one after the other. And during the talk, they will find out what is required.
Некоторые ученики прислали Гуруджи письма с вопросами, эти вопросы будут отвечены, и после этих ответов те, которые задавали эти вопросы, поймут, как следует практиковать.
So meditation or mindfulness is a journey within. That is what the Eastern wisdom says.
Медитация, или еще можно ее назвать осознанностью, это путешествие внутрь себя, это то, о чем говорит древняя мудрость.
You have to learn from your own experiences.
И мы должны учиться на наших собственных ощущениях, на нашем собственном опыте.
Take a very simple example. The moment you wake up in the morning until you fall into sleep, your mind is constantly wandering at home, at workplace, with your friends, with your enemies, into fear, into anxiety, into pain, into suffering.
В течение всего времени, когда вы бодрствуете, от момента, когда вы просыпаетесь, до момента, когда вы засыпаете, ваш ум постоянно блуждает, он пребывает в состоянии, в котором он бросается из одной крайности в другую, он находится в страданиях, он может пребывать в гневе, может пребывать в радости, и он испытывает разные эмоции.
Now, learn from your own experiences. During the waking state, your mind travels millions of miles from one thought to the other thought, from one action to the other action, from one fear to the other fear.
Если мы проанализируем этот процесс, то мы поймем, что в течение дня, когда мы бодрствуем, наш ум путешествует от одной мысли к другой миллионы раз.
Until you experience the pain, what is this I'm doing? What is this my mind is doing all the time? You cannot start any meditation.
И если человек осознает этот факт, что ум мечется от одной мысли к другой постоянно, то если он глубоко это осознает, то у него возникает такая боль, связанная с тем, что он задает себе вопрос, почему так, почему мой ум мечется постоянно. И это приводит к тому, что человек не может спокойно усидеть в медитации.
This is what great master says, that the mind is living in ignorance and we are enjoying the ignorance.
И это то, о чем говорят великие мастера. Они говорят, что наш ум живет в неведении, и ум же наслаждается этим неведением.
So another point here, when the mind lives in ignorance, it enjoys ignorance, and it always asks the questions out of ignorance.
И третий момент, что ум постоянно задает вопросы, исходя из неведения. То есть ум пребывает в неведении, ум наслаждается неведением и задает вопросы, исходя из своего неведения.
Until we follow the teachings of the masters by learning the principle that who am I will continue to live in ignorance. You can argue, you can ask the questions, nothing is going to happen.
И до тех пор, пока ум не обратится к основному вопросу, кто есть я, он постоянно будет пребывать в неведении, и он ничто не сможет изменить этот факт, никакие споры, никакие вопросы, до тех пор, пока ум не начнет задавать вопрос, а кто есть я.
The great master says that the thinker cannot explain and discover what is my true nature.
Великие мастера говорят, что думающий, тот, кто думает, и ум наш, он не может познать истинное «я».
And we are running, our mind is running outside for peace and happiness. Unless we learn from our experiences that the peace and happiness are within, and I have to find that peace and happiness within.
И поэтому наш ум постоянно обращается вовне за удовольствием, и он ищет в этих удовольствиях счастье. И до тех пор, пока ум не поймет, что счастье находится внутри, медитация невозможна.
Understand a very simple thing. I have to go to a certain place. I open the GPS. I know my departure point. I know my arrival point. Do I know my departure and arrival point in meditation?
Если вам необходимо прибыть в какую-то конкретную точку, то вы открываете карту или GPS, вы видите там свое текущее местоположение, вы видите точку, куда вам нужно прибыть, и вы можете проложить маршрут. Но в медитации знаете ли вы эти точки, текущую точку и куда вам нужно прибыть?
You know, someone just sent a comment that meditation is awareness. And if I'm not aware of my own experiences, I can never know what is my departure point.
В медитации, если вы не знаете, не осознаете своих текущих ощущений, то вы никогда не поймете, какая ваша начальная точка.
So the departure point, that the mind is in ignorance, arrival point, that there is a no mind state, and awakening to wisdom.
Итак, точка отправления для медитации – это осознание того, что ум находится и живет в неведении, а конечная точка в медитации – это состояние не ума, когда ума нету, есть прямое восприятие.
Both departure and the arrival point are within the mind.
Но обе эти точки, и первоначальная точка, и точка назначения, они находятся в уме.
We don't need any time and the space to reach from the departure point to arrival point.
Не требуется никакого времени или нет никакого пространства между точкой начальной и конечной.
That is why Master says that the mind is the cause of the stress and the mind is also the cause of happiness.
Именно поэтому мастера говорят, что наш ум является как причиной страданий, так и причиной счастья.
The moment the mind becomes self-oriented, it drops everything that comes from outside and it moves into the state of no mind and you are there.
В тот момент, когда ум начинает ориентироваться на внутреннее, на самого себя, то он избавляется от всего внешнего, наносного, и тогда сразу же возникает это состояние счастья.
We don't care to educate the mind in this manner. So we never succeed in mindfulness.
Но мы никогда не уделяем достаточного внимания и не прилагаем достаточных усилий для того, чтобы обучить наш ум этому, и поэтому нам сложно преуспеть в медитации.
Now we always also think and talk a lot and discuss, oh, meditation is a no mind state. What is this no mind? Do I know the mind?
И мы много времени занимаемся тем, что мы рассуждаем, что же такое это состояние не ума, отсутствие ума, и при этом знаем ли мы, что такое ум.
So the mind has four aspects: mind as thinker, mind as an intellect, mind as an ego, and mind as a mind stuff.
The last one, mind is as a what?
Mind as a mind stuff, the accumulated memories,
Okay.
past impressions.
Ум имеет 4 аспекта. Первый аспект – это ум как тот, кто думает. Второй аспект – ум – это как интеллект. Третий аспект – ум – это эго. И четвертый аспект – это наполнение ума. То есть это память, это все то, что находится в уме.
You see, when our mind is not prepared for meditation, we will ask unnecessary, crazy questions. And that takes you too far from meditation.
Если ум не готов к медитации, то тогда ум будет задавать множество вопросов, которые не имеют отношения к практике, которые будут не приближать человека, а наоборот отдалять его от практики.
So understand it again. Mind is one. It has four functions: thinking, intellect, I-ness, and the mind stuff.
Итак, очень важно, снова Гуруджи повторяет, что очень важно понять 4 аспекта ума. Первый аспект – это ум как тот, кто думает, ум это как интеллект, второй аспект, третий аспект это ум как я, как эго, и четвертый аспект это ум как его содержимое.
Now take an example of you are driving a car. So when you are driving a car, you are moving the steering, your foot is on the pedal and the brake, the wheels are running, the engines are running.
Теперь возьмите как пример вождение автомобиля. Если вы находитесь за рулем, то ваши руки находятся на руле, ваши ноги находятся на педалях. В этот момент уже работает двигатель.
Pay attention again. You and the car are one at the time the car is running.
И смысл здесь заключается в том, что вы и машина представляете единое целое в тот момент, когда машина движется, управляемая вами.
So mind is like a car, and then I say, please stop the car, come out of the car for a minute.
И в этом смысле наш ум подобен машине. И тогда Гуруджи говорит, остановите свой ум на минуту и выйдите из машины.
And you park the car in a neutral mode, the engine is running, but you are now different from the car.
И тогда вы можете остановить машину, вы можете оставить двигатель включенным, и он будет продолжать работать, но вы, тем не менее, выходите из машины, и вы уже отдельны от нее.
So engine is running, but your car is not running.
И двигатель машины продолжает работать, но сама машина стоит на месте.
And you know that you are different from this car, the mind. You are in mindfulness.
И в тот момент, когда вы осознаете, что вы отличны от этой машины, вы уже достигли состояния осознанности.
Do you complain the engine is running? You know, I have lot of stress.
Вы жалуетесь ли вы на то, что машина движется, если она стоит, и как по аналогии, если вы находитесь в стрессе?
We need this awareness where we discover that you, that real I, is separate from what the mind is doing.
Смысл в том, что мы должны выработать эту осознанность того, что я отличен от ума, что машина отлична от водителя.
And this is what we do in 5 steps of Shanti meditation.
И это именно то, чем мы занимаемся в шанти-медитации.
And let us start our journey today again with those 5 steps to make you aware and move into peace and happiness.
Итак, давайте перейдем к этим 5 шагам шанти-медитации для того, чтобы погрузиться в счастье и осознанность.
Close your eyes. Be comfortable, whether you are sitting or lying down. Don't worry about it. Both are okay. Don't think about it. Simply eyes are closed and be comfortable. Now see being comfortable. What you have to do, remember the example of a car, remember the example and understanding the mind has a 4 function, but you are different from the mind. With that idea, eyes are closed and you are looking at the neck joint. You feel the sensation. You experience that you are comfortable and you experience steadiness in the body. I gave the last explanation that come out of the car. So the engine is running. The mind is still running. Let it run. Who cares? You and body is comfortable are 2 different things. This awareness is required. And we start thinking unnecessary. Look at the shoulder joints. Feel the sensation. So when you experience the sensation, you also experience that you are comfortable and steadiness is there. We always are aware that we are not doing anything in the journey of Shanti meditation. There is a higher mindfulness practice. Now, look at the hip joint mentally. So, looking is looking at thinking? No, you are just aware. So, but if you continue your awareness on the hip joint, you feel the sensation. You experience the steadiness. Okay. So, whatever I experience, did I say you to learn from your own experiences? So, whatever is happening, sometimes the thoughts will come, but you are not the thought. Why to worry? The noise is coming from outside, and you say, "This is me," and we miss it. Why? Because we think too much. Why we think too much? We don't know the basic principles, how to be qualified to succeed in meditation. That is what these great masters have taught. So the entire body is comfortable. You are aware of it. You experience that you are comfortable, and the body is steady. Now see the important point. That is where we miss the mindfulness. That you are different from the body. You are separate from the body. That is why we are becoming aware. We are not becoming aware to be comfortable, to experience the steadiness, and we miss the point. That is why the master says, I have to qualify. I should know what is the right question that takes me to meditation. And the second point is be carefree. So I use a very higher step in the very preparatory step. One day you pick up, and the moment you pick up, you will always remain in mindfulness. Mindfulness or meditation means, the success in meditation means that now you live in meditation. You don't use the meditation like a pill. Oh, I have a headache. Let me take a pill of meditation. So being carefree means the thoughts are coming and going. Carefree means free from the cares of the mind. Car engine is running, let it run. I am different from the car. That awareness is required. The birds in the sky, the birds are flying either towards you or going away from you. And you are aware. What you are aware? That the birds in the sky are different. The sky will remain as it is, even if the birds are there or not. See the point? We need that awareness. Third point, being casual, natural. Lately, I started explaining being casual is being natural. So what I started explaining that there is something deeper within that is doing nothing. On the surface, it is the mind is working constantly. So You are aware, doing nothing, doing something, and that doing something is the mind. Mind may work from the past memories, may work from the intellect, may have a lot of thoughts. It can create an ego at this moment. They are functions. Remember, they are functions. So function means functioning. My friend, when I say there is a steadiness in the body, it does not mean that your blood stops, your breath stops. That is what I say. You have to learn from your own experiences to succeed. Learning from your own experiences, you are aware of all your experiences. So now the first step is the dharana. In dharana, we become aware of the world outside and the body. Again, I'm simplifying. But why we are becoming aware? You become aware of your neighbor's home first before you say, this is not my house. So once you are aware of the neighbor's home, you need not even to think. You know it is not my house. I'm again oversimplifying the practice. So look at the head and the neck. And the space all around. So I am asking you to be aware of the space which is already there all around the head and the neck to make you aware that you are different from the head and the neck. You are not the head and the neck. I'm invoking a very higher principle. Look at the right arm. You feel the sensation on the right arm. The steadiness is there and the space all around. Why we say mindfulness or meditation is a simple awareness? Because we have a right perception. And what is a right perception? That we are not the right arm. So what your mind will do, mind starts thinking, oh, I know it. Well, if you know it, then why you are here in meditation? I know it. And this thought comes from the ignorance. When I say you are a male, you are a man, and if I ask you, are you a man, and you will laugh. I know it. Even you need not to think. The same awareness is required. Look at the left arm. The sensation and the space, and the result is I am aware. Not only of the left arm, but I'm also aware what I'm not the left arm. See, that subtle awareness is required. Thinking is not required. Thinking makes you philosopher, academician. Moving with awareness makes you a meditator. So look at the chest and the belly. I'm not asking you to make any effort. Chest and the belly. So there is a space So there is a sensation and awareness. Look at the right leg. This is the first step where we are becoming aware of the world outside and the body. When you reach your home, do you say anything? No, you park the car outside, you simply move inside. You are aware you're moving into your house. That is the right perception, my friend. When the mind is constantly thinking and asking, oh, what is the self? What is I? During the practice, nothing is going to happen. Look at the right arm, look at the right leg, feel the sensation in the space. For what? For awareness. Awareness of what? Awareness that I am not. Without saying, when you know it, you are already there. You have a right perception. One definition of mindfulness is a right perception with a right intention. And what is the intention here? To know my true nature. Look at the left leg, the space and the sensation and awareness. This is why the mindfulness is known as an effortless process. You need not to do anything. Look at the entire body. Body is there, car is there. I'm different from the car. The space is there in between. Look at the head and the neck. The second step is leave the objects of the senses outside and let the senses become free from all the objects. I'm not able to see you when my eyes are closed. Am I aware of it? So when I'm aware that eyes are closed, nothing is there, what I did, my sense of the vision has left all the objects outside. See, this is required. And we start doing, okay, let me do the regular practice, close my eyes, focus here and there. Nothing happens. You don't change. So look at the right, or look at the head and the neck, and leave the word outside the head and the neck. What it means? The mind becomes the head and the neck, and you experience the sensation and stillness. My friend, you do it every day. The moment you reach your home, your mind is totally becoming your home. It leaves the space in between. That you know, but you don't learn from your own experiences. Look at both the arms. Leave the word outside both the arms. There is a simple awareness of both the arms. The mind has become both the arms. And No doubt we experience the sensation in the stillness. This is what I say, the mind starts moving within. Without any thought, it leaves the thoughts outside. How can you have a thought if there is no object? No, I have a lot of thoughts. Because you bring in the chest and the belly. And leave the space outside. What it takes you to leave the space outside, what it takes you to leave the space between you and your home, what it takes. Do you need to make an effort? Do you keep the space aside before you entering into the home? See, that is why we say it is an effortless journey. But if we don't follow the principles, the teachings of these masters, nothing happens. Then we try to give interpretation, we try to define meditation based on our intellectual understanding. What is intellect? One function of the mind. What is meditation? No mind. See, both the legs. You are aware of both the legs, the space, leave the space. Leaving the space does not mean you are making an effort. You are moving towards the house and I say leave the space. See? The entire body, leave the space all around the body. The mind and the body are now one. You experience the sensation and the stillness. So now when you see your home, what you do? You move inside, so look inside the head and the neck. Now when I say look inside the head and the neck, and you start thinking, and just 2 or 3 weeks before, a doctor came to my class and I was giving the same meditation. After the class, she told me, when you told me to look inside the head and the neck, I was looking, the bones, the blood, the arteries and the veins and everything was red. You see that? See the level of height of ignorance? When you are simply aware and looking inside the head and the neck, you do not bring your information and a knowledge from outside. And there you experience a projected darkness. The senses cannot go inside. When the senses cannot go inside the head and the neck, how can you see the arteries and the veins and the bones and other things? This is the height of ignorance. You are living totally unconsciously. You see? I'm simply aware of inside the head and the neck. So look inside the head and look inside the heart. Just be there. Another example that I normally give, that looking inside the heart simply means that you are moving inside a dark room. What do you see? Definitely you will say, I see nothing. But what is the most important point to miss here? Who says you see nothing? You. You can see yourself without the help of the sense organs, without the help of a thought. Whether the thought is there or not, you know you are here. That is the right perception. That will take you to the mindfulness. That is why our master says, are you qualified to treat the path of meditation? We push meditation to everyone. Okay, you can do it. And we had a good sound sleep and conscious, we feel relaxed, and we say, yes, you have succeeded in mindfulness. It is very easy, no doubt about it. What is easy in our life? When we are fully aware, when we are deeply interested, when we have a right intention. There are many qualifications. So look inside the heart again, just be there. So in the previous sessions, I helped your mind to identify with the calmness and the quietness. So when you move into a dark room, and I ask you, what do you see? You say nothing. But one thing is there, in that state of emptiness, in absence of everything, we experience calmness and a quietness. See the point? So before I was saying, experience the calmness and quietness. Today what I'm saying, who is aware that there is nothing? And your mind starts thinking. The moment it thinks, it misses. Because the thinking has to do with the sense organs and the thoughts. So the third step is also done. Now coming to the fourth step means pratyak chetana. Chetana, consciousness, pratyak, inward moving. If you are aware that the mind is inward moving, when you are moving inside your home, do you need to think of your neighbors, the cars, the lawn, nothing? You have already left it. So here many ways, many steps are given by different teachers. So here I introduce the breath awareness. Now you have made the mind qualified to succeed in mindfulness. You are looking at the breath. Breath is going in and out. You are feeling the sensation of the breath. You are not changing the rate and the rhythm of the breath. You see that? I introduced the three-pointed awareness. You see how I am expressing it, so that you get the best out of it. That You're looking at the breath fine, but in the field of awareness, without making any effort. Simply say focus on the breath doesn't help. Yes, it helps because you focus there, you make an effort. For some time, the mind leaves the other thought, you feel relaxed, which you claim it is mindfulness. It is not. Now, see, the transformation can happen here. Three-pointed awareness. The first point, breath is going in and out. Who is aware? You. When the breath goes in, you feel the sensation. Who is aware? You. So, same you is aware of the breath going in and out. Same you is aware of the feeling of the sensation. And the same you is aware that you are not changing the rate and the rhythm of the breath. It is the same you who is experiencing the sensation and the stillness in the body. Are you aware? It is the same you. You is one, experiences are many. We may become aware of one more thing. The same you, when the breath goes in, you feel the sensation, you experience the infinite space. The breath comes out, you experience the sensation and the infinite space. So in the previous teachings, I used to say, let the mind merge into the inner space with the breath going in and becoming aware of the space is there. Emptiness is there, the darkness is there. Because that mind doesn't want to end itself. So that is why I used to say, let the mind merge into the inner space. It is all a matter of awareness. Let the mind merge into the outer space. Do nothing. You're not doing anything. Symbolically, I also explained. You go to sea beach. You're sitting casually looking at the ocean. And suddenly you experience inner peace and calmness looking at the horizon, where the water of an ocean meets the sky too far. You see that? Too far. You have gone too far from the mind. What is left? No mind. What happens? Meditation. It is so easy. This is another way. In one of the teachings, the Buddha taught this way. And you are simply aware you're not doing anything, but still I emphasize, now do nothing. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your awareness on the right hand, your awareness on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside. Know your experiences, bring the hands down. And now we will share our experiences. So even those who are watching in YouTube, they can share their experiences. You can write your name and tell. Why I always like to ask you to share your experiences so that you learn from your experiences, so that you can progress. That is only intention. If you don't want to share, that's your choice. So, what happened, Samir?
Sir, my head became very light, very light. I thought there is no head.
That's wonderful. In fact, we don't have a head. We are headless. We carry the burden unnecessarily on our head. That causes the problem. Wonderful. I fell asleep. I could see one. Linear. Yes. Where's my friend? When we start the journey of the mindfulness and the mind starts going deep within, two doors opens. I normally say three, but for your understanding, perhaps I see you that you're attending maybe for the first time or a couple of times. So two doors opens when the mind goes inside. One, when the mind drops down, you fall into sleep. When the mind rises, it goes into meditation. So in the beginning, continue the journey. Yes, you will experience deeply relaxed. So Ksenia Lerner says that she experiences a deep relaxation. Yes, it is very good. Don't worry, just continue the journey. So who else is sharing? Okay, thank you, Guruji. Long time I could not relax. Thinking distracting at the end was a deep relaxation. Yes, you see the 3 points. First point, long time I could not relax. Why I could not relax? Because I become my mind. The moment you separate, you know, you are aware that you are different from the mind. You are always okay. Deep relaxation in the end. Good cat. Kate, continue. Started pretty okay. And Tonina writes, but at the end of the third step, my body made, for whatever reason, a full body shudder. Jostling me from meditation, I tried to follow the next step, and now I felt the rise of energy. I also felt a bit of hesitation, and I'm still a bit. Yes, Antonina, yes. I would give a one-liner. There are two things. First is that we have a lot of accumulated impressions. I talked about that the mind has 4 functions. One of them is the mind stuff. The past impressions, they rise up and they disturb. They don't allow you to help the mind to go within. And when they resurface, then you have a lot of challenges. Oh, this is you, Sasha Kher. Yes, okay, her. Now I know that. Yes, now I know. So you see that? So that is what happens. That is why the master guides us that we have to qualify ourselves. We have to prepare ourselves to succeed in meditation, and we are doing it. Don't worry, Antonina. So I'll be answering your questions later. So, Sasha, thank you, Guruji. Deep relaxation. Very good. I felt stillness. The dentist writes in the body and the mind was on the edge between the sleep and awareness at the first. The last 30 minutes passed over fast and the mind was like in the closed box. This is wonderful. You see that is symbolically when the mind is experienced as if it is lying in a closed box. Do you know what lies inside the box? No. Are you aware of the box outside? Yes. Done. Symbolically, it has a deeper experience. It's a deeper meaning. That's really good. So, my friends, meditation, mindfulness, or whatever the name you say, all comes from the Eastern wisdom. Buddha is one teacher. There are thousands of teachers. Every teacher followed the same fundament, but they gave different practices. Why? People of their time having a different temperament. You see the point? So what I do in this Shanti meditation, why I call it a higher mindfulness, because I integrate teachings of many masters together. I don't know anything. And I don't want to know anything. There is no need. So I integrate the teachings of those masters, and you see that every time I teach differently. Well, how it helps you? I don't allow your mind to be habitual and conditional. Conditioning and habit is not meditation. And then I invoke the principle. What is required on your part? Whatever you learn, if you have some time for yourself. Now, I know you guys are very busy, but if you have time for yourself, remind these principles, contemplate over it. When the car is different from me, how dare the car can ever put me into anxiety and distress? You'll be in mindfulness. So that is all for today. Thank you very much. We'll meet again next week with a new session. Until then, keep smiling.